Welcome back once again to Low Country Live. With the divorce rate today at around 50%, many people are going through that separation and divorce very much alone. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today we have divorce coach Debbie Martinez from Transformation Through Divorce. Great to have you on the show today. You can literally hold someone's hand and walk them through this because there's a lot of emotions that are going on. First off, welcome to the show. And
thank you. Good to be back.
Let's talk about what separates you from other divorce coaches that are out there, because there's really not that many.
Right. So the divorce coaches that I know, they deal primarily with the mechanics of the divorce. They will tell someone, this is step A, this is step B, this is what you're going to need, this is the date that you need it. And they're very compartmentalized, very pragmatic. And I do that, but I also deal with the emotional component of the divorce, not just the mechanics. And I deal with communication. You know, why are you saying the things that you're saying to your ex-husband or soon-to-be ex? You know, what is your communication style? How can you improve it with your children and your soon-to-be ex moving forward? You know, and it's also not just walking through it, but understanding why you're walking through it. Why are you making the decisions that you're making? And also a big part of it is, what is this divorce teaching you moving forward? What can you get for yourself moving forward, having walked this path? And that's very important. And a lot of divorce coaches don't delve into that.
You're located right here in the Mount Pleasant area. But you have clients literally not just in Mount Pleasant, but all over the world that call you sometimes 24/7. Are you really available? And it's always good to know if somebody's going to be calling you like at 3 o'clock in the morning because they may be in Europe. But literally, are you available 24/7?
I am. And for my clients that have me on retainer, that's the other thing, is that they have my cell number and they can call me on a Sunday afternoon. And if I don't pick up, I will get right back with them because, you know, Tom, having been through a divorce myself, I structured my practice based on what I needed when I was going through my divorce. And if I was having a difficult time, or if my ex-husband wasn't picking up my kids and I didn't know what to do because I had plans, there was no one I could call to come up with a solution. And so that's how I structure my practice, is what did I go through, and now how can I help other people not go through that? And one of them is having access to me when they need me, and not just weekly at their session.
Yeah, and you were talking about someone that you could call to kind of lean on, to express your views, to express what you're going through. Sometimes that can be a friend that's not educated on exactly what to say to you because they want to say things that maybe you kind of want to hear. Is that right?
Right, right. And also they don't know. For example, the example I gave you prior, maybe she has a date and she's got plans to go out and the husband was supposed to pick the child up at 3 and he's not there. She's afraid. What do I do? I mean, can I leave the child? Can I leave the child at somebody else's house? How can I still go out and still have the child ready to be picked up? And lots of times friends will say, oh, you know, forget it, just leave it, bring the kid with you, whatever. And that might not necessarily be the right thing to do. So they're getting ill advice. It could make the situation worse.
Yeah, you know, one thing that we talked about in the last segment is that you give out homework, which is really unique because you want your client to go and ask the right questions, because when they get into something finances or attorney, their mind is just going all scatterbrained and everything. They're worried about the kids, they're worried about the finances, they're worried about the house, all this kind of stuff, right?
Right. And it's not just the pragmatic stuff. One of the first things I do with my clients is I tell them they have to write a life letter. And they have to write a letter 1 or 2 or 3 years ahead, and what do they want their life to look like? And that's very important. And a lot of coaches don't do that because a lot of what I do with my clients is looking forward. And how can we move forward if my client doesn't have a clear picture of what they want? So I help them get a clear picture of what they want. So they have homework every week.
This is basically goal setting in life, in your personal life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Have to have goals. Yeah. Have to know how to get there.
one of the things why we're doing this particular segment, what separates you from the other divorce coaches, you've got a lot of certifications. You've been certified down in Florida. You've been throughout the court system in Florida. You've been out in California getting certifications. Give us a little example of some of the things that you've done with your certifications and so forth.
So in Florida, I'm a Supreme Court certified family mediator and arbitrator. So I have the knowledge base of mediation, which helps my clients. Now, if they come to me as a divorce coach client, I cannot do their mediation. But what I can do is I can explain to them, this is how the mediation is going to work. This is the type of questions you're going to be answered. This is how you're going to feel. These are the ways that we can calm you down on mediation day. So I can help them that route. Or if they just come to me and they just want mediation, I can help mediate. I've also been trained in collaborative divorce in South Carolina and in Florida, and I train professionals on how to be part of a collaborative team. So I'm very much about how can we resolve this in a very collaborative, non-litigious, angry way.
Yeah, some really, really good points. How can somebody get a hold of you?
They can call me 305-984-5121 or go on my website, email me at debbie@transformationthroughdivorce.com.
Debbie Martinez, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us again on Low Country Live today.
Thanks.